Oh, as soon as it went live, it's like,
It's
"La."
assignment.
That's awesome. All right. So pull up my show notes.
Oh, you're way behind.
I'm way behind. All right. You
Is
ready?
it okay to say naughty words now?
No, no
No?
naughty words.
No
We're
naughty
done.
words.
We're up live.
I guess what we should be asking is, what's for breakfast, Logan?
Oh, yeah. Math.
Mm,
All right. Let's get this party started.
2 plus
All
2
right.
equals 5.
You're the smarterest.
I am
All right.
educated.
Are you? All right. Thanks for joining us for tonight's issue number 29 of the show, where it is our mission to collect news and reviews in a world of geek culture for you to enjoy. I'm Simon.
And I'm Goody.
And we were not here last week because the plague has hit my house. I got hit with it pretty hard last week. Then my son, then my daughter, and now my wife.
My wife.
In my wave. So apologize for us not being here last week, but feeling prim and proper and ready to do this. Was it nice having a break, or did you miss me? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking the fans. Cricket. It was good, but I also missed you. So
Yeah, I miss doing it, but I would have rather been doing this than what I was doing. So, all
yeah.
right. Yeah. Yep. So a little bit of a slow news week this week. There's only one thing that I want to talk about, but some of our stuff basically is from last week that we weren't able to talk about. And you put this in the docket.
You did.
And I find it very interesting, right? This is yours, or did Mark sneak this in?
No, I snaked all those in.
Okay, you got it. I just wasn't sure because sometimes Shark likes to throw some stuff in for us. So this is a VR ride for Disneyland.
Yeah, someone over Digital Trends caught wind of this. It was very quietly done, but Disney applied for a patent on something that they filmed, and it is a VR Captain America ride. And it would appear, because of the conversations that we had with Hannah, that maybe this is going to go in at California Adventure here in California. Now, we don't have too much on this, and I actually tried searching for this a little earlier. I didn't come up with anything startling new. It was all still kind of the same, stuff. But yeah, basically, you are Captain America in this VR ride. So yeah, you.
Me? This
Only you.
limey.
Yes. Only you can prevent forest fires. So, but you'll have something on your arm, and basically, it's like you're throwing the shield. You can retract it, use it as a shield, obviously. It sounds kind of cool. Whether this is some kind of PR thing, I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, so here's the thing. I like the Toy Story ride. Okay.
Yes.
That is fun. I enjoy the interaction with it. I enjoy what you do. If they do something like that, or like the Buzz Lightyear ride over on Disneyland, that is fun also. If this is actually going to be a VR mask that comes over my face, I want my VR condom.
Yeah,
it's funny I'm not
that.
going to get pink eye.
I did think of this too. I'm thinking, what if some kid out there has pink eye, and or someone has something on their face? I mean, is there two guys back there, or two man or woman, or whatever, just cleaning these things nonstop? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Yeah, so that's what I need. I need to be clean. Now, here's the thing, though. If they want to be smart, then they're going to figure this out from overseas, Japan, mostly, because they have VR games in their arcades and stuff, and they do actually have these things that go on the VR headsets. But think about it, people are putting those on constantly. They do the VR testing in the Microsoft shops, and I just look at that and go, no, I'm not putting that on my face. So I mean, we're used to putting the clean 3D glasses on, so just do it like, or maybe technology with Disney is a little bit different and we don't have to have this big bulky thing on our face. So we'll see what they do. I don't know. I don't try.
It also could come back to it's something like the Toy Story ride or it's Buzz Lightyear. There's stuff around you. It's interactive, some sort of interactive, and you just kind of wear this thing on your arm and you're just kind of throwing it. I mean, it could be that cheese, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been on it. Hannah did her review of the Mission Breakout for the Guardians of the Galaxy out of the old Tower of Terror. And that was, from my understanding from her, that was pretty interactive itself. Some of the things that they had you do. So even if they go along the lines of something like that, I would be okay with as well. So, but putting something dirty on my face that I'm walking out, and next thing I know, I'm walking out with the Disney plague. I have to deal with that when I go to conventions. I don't need to do it when I get Disneyland too.
Yeah, it is funny. I have walked out of the Disney park twice in my years of going to Disneyland, and the next day or a couple days later, actually, I have pink eye. So, yeah. I've been like, oh my gosh, how am I getting this? Oh yeah, I was just at Disneyland. Dang it. So the last several times, when my wife and I go, I am constantly hand sanitizing. So
I don't blame you. So now let's jump from Disney over to Warner Brothers. And now this story has been out for a while, but I still find it very fascinating with the Wonder Woman and basically introducing another character that some people may or may not know. So what's up with this one?
Well, for those of you who saw Wonder Woman, if you have not seen it, you need to go see it. And spoiler alert, the Indian gentleman that you see in Wonder Woman is actually a demigod. That's what they're claiming. This is Napi, which is, the name itself just I kind of laughed about, so Nappy got my hair nappy. Yeah, you have constant nappy hair, by the way. But this gentleman, and a lot of things were kind of pointed in that direction. I didn't really pick up on it until 2 days after I saw it. And I thought this would become a cool article to bring up. But every time she talks to someone in their language or whatever language it is, you get subtitles, except for him. When they converse back and forth, there are no subtitles.
That's right.
So there's a lot of evidence to support the theory. I'm going along with it. I think because it's kind of funny and cool. So I mean, what did you think?
I think it's pretty cool. I like, that. I mean, her herself is a demigod. Daughter of Zeus. And introducing some of this other stuff is kind of neat. The article for Movie Plot actually wasn't that bad either. Some of the things that they kind of pointed out, but I don't know. The movie was fantastic in itself. So even if you missed it, it's okay, but I like the subtlety of it as well, because, I mean, it's like, that's what we live for now when we go to the movies. We're looking for those Easter eggs. We want to see a poster of this, or phrases of that, or somebody says something, and this I thought was really cool. So,
well, it was kind of funny how they, I guess, initially caught it, and that was some actual Indians who speak and understand Blackfoot understood what was being said. So
yeah,
that's what I was like, wait, what? Yeah, and he's supposed to be a god of trickster, almost like Loki.
Yeah.
But he's obviously there to, make a profit and help the cause, apparently. So, yeah, it seems like more and more there are just Easter eggs everywhere. You really have to catch a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. But it's fun. It
Yeah.
makes it entertaining. And every time you watch it, sometimes you're going to pick something else up. Like, I cannot wait for it to be released so I can watch it a few more times because I thought it was fantastic. It was a great flick. So, and I'm looking forward to them doing something else. I don't know where it stands money-wise, but the fact that this is the top grossing film of a female director is fantastic. And it's action film. Here we are. I mean, when the first report came out, as soon as she broke it, it was like 608 million. And I'm not sure where it is right now. But it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you still need to see it. But yeah, I can't wait to bring it home and watch it. So, sticking though in the DCU, this one. All right, so here's the rumblings. They're talking about possibly Warner Brothers doing an R-rated Batman. I don't know. What do you think of this?
Well, I should say too that worldwide, Wonder Woman, this is worldwide,
okay,
has done over $663 million.
That's awesome.
It's actually done better foreign than it has domestically,
which is weird,
but just slightly. So foreign, you have 335 million. Domestic, you have 327 million.
It's still quite a bit of money, and I mean it's a great story. It's really good. It's action packed. She was my favorite in Dawn of Justice, and I'm glad that they did her justice. I thought it was a good movie.
Lex.
Yeah. There's the DCU has a few things, especially something I just recently finally watched. So.
But I'm sorry. Yeah, I interrupted your the next segment. Unfortunately, and I say this unfortunately due to one aspect that I won't get too far into. Unfortunately, the new trend for a lot of these action movies, whether it be Marvel, DC, whatever else, is going the R-rated route. They feel they have to push that envelope because society wants that envelope, and they want to see more gore. They want to see more language and everything else. Do I think The Dark Knight deserves an R rating? I don't think it's going to be done, but I don't think it's needed.
No, I don't think it's needed either. I mean, you've got Deadpool, which was fun. Logan was pretty decent. Now Hellboy is getting an R-rated. So is Warner Brothers just going, yeah, let's just do it. Everybody else is. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, to me, Batman does a cycle. It gets serious, it gets campy, it gets serious, it gets campy, it's serious, but I was thinking the other day, it's like the Nolan trilogy I thought was pretty good. Of course it had its hiccups. The Dark Knight I think was fantastic, and that didn't need to be rated R, and I thought that was a great film. I mean, there's no reason just so you can say a couple of words in the film that will make it that much better. Do I need to hear Batman cuss up a storm? No, not really. I mean, I know they can do a little bit more violence or bring in certain characters, but to me, it's all about the story. It doesn't necessarily have to have that tag on it. If you give me a good story, I'm going to enjoy it regardless of what the rating is. So, does it need it? I don't think so. Will we get it? Just like you said, yeah, we probably will, and probably see it anyways. I just hope it's good. I hope, because we know that Warner Brothers does not have a good track record with their films right now. So I thought Man of Steel was just fine, and then we got Dawn of Justice, which was actually okay the second time I watched it. And then we got Suicide Squad, which I'm sorry, but I could have done without the Joker in that entire film. I did not need him in there. Um, and then we got Wonder Woman, which was like, wow, this is really good. And now we're gonna get Justice League, so we'll see where things go. But do we need an R-rated? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm kind of iffy on the whole Justice League coming out.
Yeah, so am I.
But the whole R rating, all that allows them to do is it just kind of cuts the cord to allow them to do what they want. Which,
yeah.
If you need the R rating to make a better movie, then your storyline is gonna suck. Because if you need that, don't make it.
Yeah,
you can make a lot of good movies with a PG-13 rating. You don't need the R rating. If it's R, will I watch it? Yeah. I want to see it. Will I continue to watch it? Depends on the storyline.
Yeah. Well, it's
interesting. I like Deadpool? Yeah, I like Deadpool.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. But that's the character too.
Yeah.
He is over the top. He does break that wall. So that is like, okay, I get it. Hellboy, I can kind of see why we're going there, just because of the content which he deals with. Logan, I don't know. I watched it and I went, really? That got an R? I know there was a few things in it, but I'm like, PG-13 maybe. I know there were a few words dropped, but I'm like, don't think it really needed an R. So that one was fine by me. It's interesting. I'm looking at the article over on Movie Plot that talks about this, and at the bottom there's an active poll, and their poll, it says, do you want an R-rated DCEU? Okay. 33.3% said yes, that would be amazing. 5.6% said no, that would be awful. And 61.1% said it depends on the character. I find that pretty accurate. That the 61%. That, in a way, I guess it does depend on the character. But because I think Batman is so well known and what he stands for, I don't think we really need the I'll probably see it anyways. I mean, they're already doing it to their animated stuff. And it's like when they switched up and started doing that to their animated things, that started to suffer too, just like you were saying, So, oh well. I'd love to hear what everybody else thinks. So, as you watch this, put down your comments, let us know. I'm very curious on what everybody's thinking. And I may even send out a tweet, and find out what everybody's thinking about this R-rated for it as well. So, because I don't know, it doesn't work for me. But on to a movie that you are looking forward to.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this movie for a while, man.
Yeah,
and I can't wait till it comes out next year.
I was too, and then this report came out.
Yeah, this really kind of hurt me. We're talking about the new Predator movie, which comes out next month. Which, if for those of you who are on my friends list or are not on my friends list, Chad Goodwin at Facebook, go there. I have a short video. It's a funny video that involves the Predator, Boba Fett, Stormtrooper, Batman, the Batmobile. It's a funny little video some guy made in his house. It's hilarious, made out of toys. But the latest out of the Predator camp from Shane Black, who is the new director, who was one of the actors in the very first Predator movie, is that Jake Busey, the real life son of
Gary
Busey. Why couldn't I remember his first name? Oh my gosh. who played Peter Keyes in Predator 2, is actually going to play the character's son as well in the new movie. It's kind of like, what?
Predator 2. Do we really have to tie it to Predator 2?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, can I get? I don't know. Here's the
I
thing
have a hard
that
time not laughing with this article.
I know I do too, but I like this. And this is just a conversation that they had with Busey, and Shane Black made a call. He says he called me and said, "Hey, you want to do this movie? We don't have money for you, but it'll be fun thing to come and play and be your father's son." And so, as much as I have followed in my dad's footsteps career-wise, this is like really following in his footsteps by playing a character who is the son of the character he played. And I don't think that would be any other forum where I would do that. I think this is the one thing. Okay, so that's what Jake Busey said. He's not he's not getting paid for it. So he's gonna just have a low key. It's just an Easter egg. That's all it is.
Yeah. And it's just to tie in this movie to Predator 2, which, and Shane Black's honest assessment of his own work here, which, you know, I'm sure he's biased, is that if you like the very first movie a lot, you're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
And I'm putting a lot of faith in Shane, notably for the fact that he was in the first movie. So, you know, you had Stan Winston, who designed the original Predator, and I'm sure he's got someone that's going to be doing the same thing for the new movie. I did like the other movie, Predators. I actually liked that a lot. I wasn't into Predator 2 very much, you know, with Danny Glover. I thought it was kind of ridiculous. It had a cool concept when it came out. I thought it would be really neat to have the Predator in a large city, kind of like LA. But yeah, this is just getting a little out there.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I mean, it works for me because if we look at Shane Black's track record with his films, okay, so we're going back to 1987 Lethal Weapon. Okay, he wrote that. He wrote The Monster Squad, fun movie.
Oh, I love that.
80s movies, Hannah. Then he also, yeah, he did the story for Lethal Weapon 2. He did the screenplay for The Last Boy Scout. He did the screenplay for Last Action Hero. Okay. He wrote Long Kiss Goodnight. He did the screenplay for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is, I like that one. That one's fun. He did the screenplay for Iron Man 3. He wrote The Nice Guys. I'm actually watching that right now. That movie is hilarious. And then he is currently doing the screenplay for Doc Savage and, of course, Predator. So, writing-wise, I like what I see. Directing-wise, he directed Nice Guys. He directed Iron Man 3. He directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So, I like what he does. So, hopefully, this little Easter egg isn't going to bother us. And all it is just a quick little tie-in. And that's it. So, because I like the guy, I like his stuff. So, I too, now that I'm kind of, as we get closer, I too am kind of looking forward to this one. So, good stuff. And speaking
Excited.
of, yeah. But speaking of good stuff, why don't we head over to Goody's Guide to the Galaxy? What you got?
That's my favorite topic. We have a lot of cool info. I'll try and get through this relatively quickly. A excerpt of Inferno Squad, the novel, was released over on June 21st, I believe. And I don't have, it's a long excerpt here that was released, but I'm not going to read it all. But go to our tagline here underneath the show notes. Click the link and go to this and read it. How can you? It looks good.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
I can't say anything beyond that, but check this out. And when this comes out this coming month, you're gonna want to pick this up. Christy Golden, of course, writing, and she is brilliant. I love her writing. She's contributed great things to the new Star Wars canon so far, and she contributed very well to the old canon as well. So go check this out. This is a precursor, or you could say prequel, to the new Battlefront, which is coming out. Was it November? This comes out in November.
I believe so, yeah.
But you're going to want to read this book. You know, for those of you who don't read, Shark, I can read to you maybe. But check it out. This is going to be a good seller for next month. It's going to be a great read. I have not come across anything that Christie has written that's been poor, to be honest. My opinion, I think she's a brilliant author. She writes very well. She knows the Star Wars universe, and she has her head in the game very well. That's what I like. But go check this brief excerpt here. Well, actually, it's not very brief. It's actually pretty big.
Yeah.
This will give you a good intro to the new game, I believe.
Yeah, well, it's interesting too, because it's like I don't want to read this because I just want to read the book, because one of my favorites was Dark Disciple.
Yeah.
I thought that thing was fantastic. And if I like that, then I know I'm going to like this. I mean, she's got some good stuff, you know, behind her. She's written World of Warcraft stuff. She's done some Star Wars stuff. She's done some Star Trek stuff. She's done some StarCraft. You know, so she's got a big pedigree, but this Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad really looks interesting to me.
Yeah, well, those Warcraft books are actually pretty interesting too. I did read one of her books in that one. I think I've read 4 or 5 of those so far.
So I'm looking forward to this, but I mean, Dark Disciple was probably one of my favorites of the new canon. So the fact that she's she's written this one too is very exciting.
Yep. So next up, I made kind of a joke about this. Ashley and Matt meet again. Ashley Eckstein plays the voice of Ahsoka Tano, and Matt Lanter plays the voice of Anakin Skywalker. They recently teamed up again to do some recording. Now, what we don't know is what that recording is. We do know it is Star Wars based, and we're hoping it's either for a future game, or it could be for things within the new season of Star Wars Rebels. My guess is for Star Wars Rebels, seeing that they're possibly bringing back Ahsoka in the next season, and how can you not bring back Darth Vader?
Exactly. Especially how things are heating up in this world.
Right. So they just finished that, just a few weeks ago?
Yes. Yeah. It was 10 days ago.
Yeah. So they call it a mystery project. No news what it is just yet, but a lot of us fans are hoping for Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm can't wait for Rebels to come back out. This next one you got is kind of interesting.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I do.
There have been some leaks, of course, and in September we're going to get the huge Star Wars toys release. But there is a company in Germany that is kind of leaking a lot of information.
Yep.
Whether it's true or not, and this kind of remains to be seen about some of the information. But we do see pictures of Snoke as a Lego character, and he's wearing what looks to be a Jedi robe, kind of like Qui-Gon Jinn-ish. Has that light tan. The color that you see in the picture looks more like dog puke green. We see the evil version of BB-8 with some sort of black stormtrooper or pilot. So, and of course, that rumor is rampant too across the internet that we're going to see an evil version of BB-8, which is actually called BB-9. Okay, it's kind of a black, gray, and white model. How evil he is, who knows? We were supposed to get an evil-looking R2 astromech droid in The Force Awakens, but yet we never saw it. We saw some really cool toys that came out for The Force Awakens, but We never saw the characters within the actual movie. They just got cut, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
well, what you don't know is that I already know who Snoke is.
oh, okay.
So, you know the stormtrooper who hit his head trying to run through the door?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he hits it right perfect. I mean, that's him. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I saw that fan theory.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
They are coming up with all kinds of weird stuff, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's
and I sift through it all. I mean, on a daily basis, I'm looking and I kind of go, well, this one might have merit, but then I think about it and go, no, I'm not bringing that up. There's a lot of stuff that if you are searching the internet like us, if you're looking for information regarding The Last Jedi, regarding the new Han Solo movie, which we're going to get into here, there is a lot of information out there, and a lot of it is just BS. Some stuff has kind of what I call the slim pickings, which is like the 2 to 5% possibility. There's just a lot of things where a lot of people go off on tangents going, well, this could happen. This could happen. Yeah. If these other things hadn't taken place already. So, but it's fun to discuss these things in private chats with people. It's kind of fun to do, to theorize. Simon and I do it quite a bit. What do you think about this? Well, I don't know. What do you think about this? And most times Simon's wrong, which is okay. But I'm surprised you didn't say anything. So, but go check these pictures out. It is very interesting. The Snoke character does look okay. I mean, it is a Lego character after all. But the big Easter egg here, you could say, is that if he's wearing something like this, was this a former Jedi? Is this someone just wearing a robe? Does Snoke come from the so-called unknown regions? What we have to remember is that in the last book is that when the Empire retreated to the unknown regions, and if I recall correctly, there were things within the story how someone could, the Emperor could sense this other being in the unknown regions, or this other entity that was very dangerous. And so you really have to kind of read into this book that maybe Snoke is coming from the unknown regions. Maybe it was he is this other evil entity that's out there searching for a new place to go, and he just happens to find the new empire being restructured. So, what did you read that book?
No, I didn't. Okay. Not yet.
Yeah, I was trying to not to give too much information about it, but you're gonna have to read that one. That's Butthead's last book in his trilogy.
Yeah, I probably won't touch it.
Yeah, called Empire's End, but it's like you gave me a lot of grief for reading it because I was complaining a lot, but I wanted to know the details. I had to know what was going on, so I'm pretty sure you're going to end up reading it because I'm going to harass you about it.
Yeah, probably will anyways.
Yes,
it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, that's okay. The bucket list, yeah, sure. That's the latest with Snoke. And I just had some ad pop up. So the next story is something that's been going around just rampant, and I'm scared to death about this new Han Solo movie.
I'm not anymore.
Well, I'm scared to death about it because of all the reshoots and a lot of things that are having to happen since they basically fired the two directors. And basically what this is the short end of it, and why we have attached two different articles with this topic, and that is Kathleen Kennedy got involved when complaints were being made from the staff and from the actors of how things were progressing with the filming of the new Han Solo movie. And basically, Miller and Lord were doing a lot of off-script stuff, a lot of freestyle stuff. Hey, try this. Hey, try this. They were not adhering to the actual written script, which Kazdan, the writer, was actually really pissed about.
Yes, because he is known for this is the script, this is how it should be done. And not only is he the writer, but he is on set producer as well. So
Correct.
he's watching all this, and I'm sure he was fuming.
Oh, I'm sure he is, and so I'm sure that's why Kathleen Kennedy, who heads Lucasfilm, was brought in. And so after witnessing a lot of this stuff, these two guys were fired. They were let go. And from the reports of people on site basically saying that the acting method of the new actor for Han Solo, Alden, was basically on par as Ace Ventura. That he was, some goof. He was not a sarcastic smuggler. He was, some idiot basically running around and, doing this film. They had to bring in an acting coach for this gentleman. So that right there, which typically on a lot of films, it's actually pretty common. But after, I believe they said 60% of this film has been filmed,
Mm-hmm.
they had to bring in an acting coach and do a lot of reshoots with this guy. It's a bit worrisome.
Yeah, because that's not the only thing that they did, though, because they also tried to bring in another director to help, like they did with Rogue One, where
Right.
at least Gareth Edwards was like, yeah, this is great. He was open to it. And these guys were like, no, we don't work this way. You're not going to do this. It's like, I'm sorry, you're working for the House of Mouse. You're also working on Star Wars. You're going to do what they need you to do. So,
yeah. And a very awesome director, in my opinion, was brought into the fix, to make the fix, the restart. And that's Ron Howard, which you'll notice what our title of the show today is, Howard Saves Solo. We weren't referring to Howard the Duck, obviously. But
oh, that's what I was thinking.
This kind of look funny. But Ron Howard was brought in to restart shooting. Now, shooting starts back up July 10th, which is a week from this coming Monday, I believe.
Although they're already doing things. Ron Howard tweeted out a picture that they're already doing stuff on set, and, but he's not really sharing anything. I think the tweet was like of his foot, standing on set, but at least they're doing some stuff. So, I mean, he jumped right in, that when he was given this job, he was looking at dailies. That's all he was doing. He goes, basically trying to figure out what happened. The other thing is, too, this is Ron Howard, and yes, he's a great director, but he's been in the house of Lucasfilm already. He did what movie? Huh? What movie did he direct? Come on, for Lucasfilm.
What? I don't know.
Willow. He did Willow. He knows Kathleen Kennedy. He's already in that house. So I think he's a great fit to bring in to this world, because he's old school. He knows how things work, and he's going to get it done. I think he's the mechanic that you need to fix this project.
Well, and he's known for sticking to the script, sticking to, what needs to be done with, producing and whatnot. So, I don't know of a Ron Howard film that was crap. I mean, I think the closest you can get to is maybe Backdraft.
No, I think we're going to look at, maybe, in my opinion, is some of that Dan Brown stuff.
I don't know. I'm going to respectfully disagree, because I love the books.
The books are great, but the movies are terrible. I'm going to look at his IMDb and have a look and see.
Yeah, because I'm really starting to think about it now.
Yep. Angels and Demons was not that good. Da Vinci Code was not that good. But everything else, I mean, even if you go to his old stuff, I mean, Night Shift was great. Splash, Cocoon, Gung Ho, one of my favorites. And then as he got deeper into, you know, the more drama aspects of things, but still having a hint of comedy in there. I think he's the guy, like I said. I mean, I think we're going to be fine with Howard coming in and saving Solo.
Hmm.
But yeah, the Dan Brown stuff, I'm sorry. It's great that he worked with Tom Hanks again, but they just I guess we could say they were well directed. They just weren't good stories. So that's the writing.
Yeah, that's not him.
That's not him. So
I mean, I'm thinking in terms of direction. I mean,
mm-hmm. So I think
yeah,
it all works. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
yeah. When that story broke, you know, you and I were texting about it, and just giddy, like a couple of, you know, school kids, woohoo! Because he's done a lot of great work. And now there are rumors too that, and I'm kind of skipping stories here, that if this doesn't work out, if the acting coach isn't able to bring him around, we might get someone else to play the part, which means that's a lot of fast acting reshoots and possibly moving the due date of this movie back, which sucks. So we all kind of have to maybe give a little hope and prayer that you know, Alden actually pulls his head out of his rear end and is able to act through this, because
Mm-hmm.
I know you and I are on the same wavelength, and a lot of the other people are too. We're all looking forward to this movie.
Yeah.
When this story broke that this was going to be one of the standalone movies, a lot of people were overjoyed. We were super excited because this is something we've wanted to see. And of course, I went back to the old Han Solo trilogy, reread that again, thinking, yes, I mean, this is going to be a cool story. And then when they started recruiting all the different actors, you know, for Lando, for his mentor, you know, Woody Harrelson. So the cast itself, besides the main character himself, is stellar. It's a great cast. But you stand that possibility, just like other past movies, where you could have all the greatest people in the world
Mm-hmm.
and have just a horrible, horrible movie. Now it speaks volumes, of course, like we've already said, that Ron Howard is stepping in to do this. He's going to, you know, do some reshoots. We're getting an acting coach for him, so let's just hope. But
Yeah.
like I said, if this doesn't work out, there are rumors that he could be replaced with Anthony. Was it Gruber?
Something like
Like that.
that. I'd rather see
Yeah,
Eastwood take this spot, but that's just me.
yeah, I would too. But that's just kind of a, you know, small rumor. So the last thing we have to talk about tonight, and I'm actually really excited about this.
I am too.
There are these small, they're not digital shorts, they're just animation shorts, which is called Women of Star Wars Unite and it's called Forces of Destiny animated series trailer. But so go to our show notes, click on it. We have an article you can go to. It has a little small trailer. But basically, it's these small animated shorts about Rey, Sabine, Leia, which actually premiere this Monday on Disney YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Which you don't need to have Disney Channel. All you need to do is have internet, and if you're watching a show, you have internet. So, um, the premiere date, July 3rd, with a short set to air a few days later on July 9th on the Disney Channel. So, like I said, you have YouTube, you'll be able to see these. So it looks really cool. There are several different heroines that they're bringing in. You have Rey, Sabine, Jyn Erso, Princess Leia, Ahsoka Tano. So this is looking really cool.
It is, and we've said this before. In the thing that is amazing with Star Wars is they have such strong female characters that girls can look up to. And now doing this, like, I know my daughter is going to be hooked on watching these. I mean, she's hooked on watching the DC superhero girls. Um, and now that they're going to have some Star Wars shorts as well, now she's going to be hooked on that. So I'm looking forward to July 3rd because I'm ready to watch these.
Yeah. But, you know, and a few of the actresses actually have come in to voice their own characters, which is, I think, it's really neat. Felicity Jones is going to do Jyn Erso. Daisy Ridley will do Ray. The original voiceover actress for Sabine will do her own character. Now, with Leia, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher passed away before she could actually voice the character. But Shelby Young, who's done it in the past and done actually a stellar job, is going to be stepping up.
Is that the one who did it for Rebels?
I believe so. I think it's the same girl.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But then we have Padme Amidala, who's also going to be featured, but not by Natalie Portman. Either she didn't want to, or Lucasfilm didn't offer it, which I'm leaning to either one. So there's also a possibility we might see something in the realm of some Maz Kanata. But
that would be cool.
Yeah. This is, you know, as some of you saw her in The Force Awakens, this is a very old character that a lot of people don't know a whole lot about. So the shorts are only 2 to 3 minutes in length. A little short, but could be really cool. I mean, that's how the original Clone Wars came out. I think they were 10 to 15 minutes long. And of course, then they picked back up too and kept producing more and more of those. So a lot of these characters are getting bigger and bigger cult followings, you could say, within the Star Wars universe at conventions, not only at Star Wars Celebration, but of course at everything else. You have Stanley's Comic-Con, or LA Comic-Con as they call it now, San Diego Comic-Con. So a lot of these female characters are being highly representative at a lot of these cons. Now over Comic-Con Revolution Ontario recently, there were, I would say, about 4 or 5 Rays, both stellar, looked great. There was a couple of Ahsoka Tano's, a lot of female characters being represented. So really neat. And of course, you have a lot of the gender swapping for some characters as well, which is kind of funny. You know, normally a male character, but then you have a female, you know, portraying it for cosplay, which is, I think it's kind of cool. It's the guys who walk around as Slave Leia I'm not too into.
Yeah, no, me neither. So, and then, you know, with this weekend coming up with Denver Comic Con, I'm curious on how many characters I'm going to see in cosplay. So that'll be interesting. Now that
I think you're going to see quite a bit. And this weekend being the Anime Con at LA Convention Center, and Hannah is going to be representing Constant Collectible there. There's going to be a ton of cosplay there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all Anime Con, so.
Good stuff.
Lots of pictures, Hannah. Lots of pictures.
Good stuff. All right. So, you know, I mean, why don't we jump into what we're watching? And Goody, what are you sucking in those eyeballs?
What am I watching? Oh, yeah. Sorry, it was a deep thought. Dark Matter came back on Sci-Fi. And so I am heavily involved with that. Love the show. I still like where it's going. Like the cast. Like the cast very much so. I'm also watching Face Off on Sci-Fi, which this season is okay. Last season was really good. I'm hoping this kind of takes off a little quicker. It pick up space. So
gotcha.
My wife and I actually watched that together. She loves that. So
right on. Well, me being sick this last week, I actually got to experience and watch a lot of things. I picked Arrow and Flash back up from this last season. So season 5 of Arrow and season 3 of The Flash. I'm introducing my wife to Lost. And then I watched the movie Frank. That movie is strangely good.
Which one's that?
Frank's the one with it's the music group, and he wears the mask, the big helmet, and it's played by Fassbender.
Oh, Michael Fassbender?
Yes, and he plays Frank, and it is strangely good, very odd. And then I watched Spotlight, the movie about the Catholic Church and the molestation of all the kids. And then I started watching The Nice Guys last night, but I had to stop because someone decided he wanted to get up and not go back to sleep. So I'm going to finish that. That show, The Nice Guys, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I want to see Russell Crowe and oh my gosh, his name is escaping me. I can picture him, but it'll come to me eventually. But I want to see these guys do another film together. They are really funny together. You know, so Nice Guys, Shane Black, Ryan Gosling. I knew it. Oh, yeah. Gosling and Crowe. These guys together are cracking me up. And man, I don't know if Russell Crowe put on weight or he's wearing a fat suit, but he is huge in this movie. But it's fun. If you haven't seen it yet, just think of Lethal Weapon, basically. It is kind of in that vein, but one's a private eye and the other one, not sure if he wants to be a private eye, but he works for money and he hurts people. And the adventure ensues, and they are idiots. So very fun. I highly recommend that one. So yeah, so that's what I'm watching. And but where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at the address right below my fingers here at Chad Griffin 12. You can find me on Facebook at Chad Goodwin, on Instagram at DJ Kilt, and of course at the website constantcollectible.com. Email me at goodygoodwin@constantcollectible.com.
Right on. And of course, I'm Simon, and you can find me on Twitter at C_collectible. Same over at Instagram, C_collectible. And of course, the website, constantcollectible.com. Do you have any announcements you want to make?
I have an announcement every week, every time we do a show. So
I just want to make sure.
We're still developing and still doing our new feature called The Art of Cosplay. I'm hoping to drop a new feature come Friday, not Friday morning, but Saturday morning. If it doesn't drop Saturday morning, it will definitely drop next week. I have a really cool artist coming up. She's just absolutely gorgeous. Some of the cosplay she does it's actually stunning. Costume is dead on. And I have someone I'm actually communicating with right now. I kind of bumped him up for August, because this guy's dead shot is unbelievable.
Cool.
You got to see this guy's cosplay.
Can't wait.
Yeah, this guy is super cool. I mean, it's so detailed. It's great. So I want to feature him in August. I'm still talking with him right now, but he has, several weeks to actually get all this stuff lined up and get back to me. But cool. I have everything ready to go. I'm working on the article. I was working on it earlier today. So I'm hoping to drop that Saturday morning. That way when Denver hits and when anime hits, we can all be, shoving stuff at different people going, hey, look, check out these articles. So if you cosplay, get a hold of me. Email me at goodygoodwin@constantcollectible.com. I will send you a questionnaire. If you're here locally here in California and you're within a decent range of me, I will meet up with you. We can talk. I can do an interview. Cool. I can, instead of you filling out the form and sending it back to me, I can do a taped interview. I can type it up. Send me all the pictures you want. You have to remember, the more pictures that you guys send me or us, the more pictures get featured in the article. So all it does is gives you free publicity. We don't make any money off of it. We don't charge you for it. This service is free. We just want other people to see what's going on out there. So, and get more people into cosplay. So
right on.
Yeah.
Good. And I have a couple announcements, which you've already mentioned. Hannah is going to be at Anime Con this weekend. I am headed to Denver Comic Con this weekend. And on top of that, we are in the midst of doing another show, possibly just a 30-minute run, maybe once a month, maybe every so often, but it's going to be an 80s film flashback. We have teased on past shows where we've talked about 80s films that Hannah because of her age, has not seen. So we are compiling 80s films right now. We will on when we want to air these, so that way if you want to watch them and have an interaction conversation with us as we talk about these films, I think it would be fun to do. So like, again, 80s film flashback, we're still working on some details, but it's something that we wanted to do and have some fun with, because not only do we get a perspective of someone who's never seen these films out of, outside of the 80s, but Chad and I get to revisit these films that we may not have seen in forever. Like just the other day, I picked up They Live, and cannot wait. Yeah, it's only $5.
I have that one.
That one's great. I mean, that's what these glasses do for me. Plus, I've got a bunch of other
that
80s
on like 2 weeks ago too.
Oh, was
I was watching, and the wife walked in and goes, "What is this?" Well, don't say another word.
Yeah. Well, what's funny too, because I mean, you mentioned that, and then like the other day I bought a bundle on iTunes, and it was an 80s pack, and it had like 5 films in it for like 15 or 20 bucks, and they're great films. And D is like, can we watch this? I'm like, no, I can't watch it, because if I use it for the show, it kind of takes away from what I was going to do. And she's like, seriously, come on, let's watch it. I'm like, no, we can't watch it. So we're building up a lineup. We'll build up some questions, and we'll set some dates, and we'll let everybody know when we're going to do this. But I'm looking forward to this 80s film flashback coming soon, hopefully sooner than later. So again,
we are hoping to, because we are hoping to, tweet out a couple weeks ahead of time, hey, this is a movie we're watching. And the more people we can get online interacting with us, the better. I mean, I got 2 screens here set up, so I can have one screen over here where I'm watching the show live, and I can be interacting. Actually, Simon can do the same thing.
Yep.
And so it looks like it'll be Simon, Hannah, and myself so far. And I'm not sure who else we're gonna be able to jump in. Whoever wants to jump in can jump in.
Yeah, I'd love Shark to get in here. I'd love Paul to get in here. I'd love Johnny, because we have all these different age ranges and everything that they're into. That, well, I mean, except for you, me, and Shark, we're all basically the same old age. But I think the perspective of all these other people will be fantastic to talk about these films. And there's so many good ones. Like the other day, all of a sudden, it's like, a movie popped up, and I went, oh, I need to add that to the list. Three Fugitives, or I mean, every time I see something, I'm like, was that 80s? Or was that just on the cusp of the 90s? I'm like, nope, 80s, got to add it to the list.
Yeah.
So there's some good stuff out of there. And so the more interactive action we have, I think the better we'll be. So we'll hopefully get that up running soon. The one more announcement I wanted to say is that in a couple of weeks, Spoil It will be back.
Yes.
And we will be doing Game of Thrones. So stay tuned for that. So if you're not watching it, or you are watching it, we will talk about it after, and we'd love for you to join us. Our email is constantcollectible@gmail.com. We are live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Mountain, and our website is constantcollectible.com. We will be back next week to talk more news and reviews in a world of geek culture, and we will hope to see you then. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody.
Taking care of